Hey everyone, so today I'm going over trying to figure out the Korean election from a foreigner's perspective through papago. So what are these? These were like whole booklets and pamphlets of each candidate's platform sent to my Korean boyfriend, and he looked at them, and this video is not a reflection of any of our political views, his or mine. This is just kind of me joking around, trying to papago these and figure out what the heck is going on with the election, okay? I just want to say that ahead of time. I'm not sharing my political views. My political views in America are, I think, are pretty clear at this point. If you've watched my videos, I can confidently express my political views towards America, which is why I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on in the country where I actually live that I am not a citizen of. Also, we're going through papago, which is notoriously unreliable, so I think it would be kind of funny. Also, we're gonna start with the number one candidate, and we're just basically gonna read their slogans because these books are long and kind of like have a lot in there. We're gonna go talk about just the slogans, I guess, and introduce them a little bit and look at the front. Yeah. And this is the number two candidate, who was supposedly not endorsed by Karina from aespa. She was not endorsing him when she made that picture, in that time when she posted that picture, in a time where K-pop idols very specifically avoid wearing these colors and numbers. She was not endorsing him, guys. She was not endorsing him, okay? This is the candidate she was not endorsing, and we're gonna go over that. Again, not my political opinions, okay? We're gonna start with the number one. We're gonna go in numerological order. We're gonna go in the right order. Okay. So this guy, why does he remind me of the president before the president who got impeached? Like Moon Jae-il. Why does he just remind me of him? Even though they look different. But actually, so I only heard gossip about this guy from the Korea Herald newspaper and the Korea Times English sections. So what I know about these people is what I know about this guy is that he's like Joe Biden from America. So I'm just gonna talk about America for a second. So he reminds me of Joe Biden because he's like old-ish, but he's not as old as Joe Biden. Nobody is. He has a very long career in politics, I think, and a fairly successful career in politics. He's a Democrat, he's blue-sided. And although there's red on this too, because Korean colors are actually these colors. So number one candidate, blue candidate, he's older. He had a very successful long career, but he's not good at talking apparently. So what I've heard from YouTube channels is that he's not good at talking, and that his sons have, I read from the Korea Herald, that his sons have some kind of scandal. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna try to figure out the truth of it all, because those are all just rumors, alleged rumors and all of that. So I'm just going to try to figure out what his slogan is and his name. So it says, the Democratic Party, from now on, really, Korea. Now, Lee Jae-myung. So I guess his name is Lee Jae-myung, and that's the number one candidate. And then I saw this, which was interesting. This is looks like it's from the protest against martial law. So this was, by the way, this is the main opposing party to the president who declared martial law. And here I do see this date, December 3rd, 2024. That is the day that they had martial law. So I'm assuming this is about martial law. And I see like the K-pop people like K-pop sticks and stuff like that. So, which I thought was a good way to protest. They were very peaceful protesting. And I think the protesters were of many different like political beliefs. I think everybody didn't want military law. From my perspective, as a foreigner in Korea. And my boyfriend was asleep through the whole thing. Me and my boyfriend were asleep through the whole thing. It says, we will restore democracy and revive the Korean economy by ending the true civil war. And it also accidentally got some of the signs, so it said change and be quick. And this one was definitely a mistranslation to cotton, because that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's look at this part. Because like this blue party, I think, was the party that jumped over the fence to vote against martial law when it happened. So I'm guessing he's using that as a win to prop up himself and his party in this election. December 3rd, la la la. They denied Democratic Republican Party, sought permanent power through military coup. However, as the lyrics of the national anthem say, God bless you, there was a great people who blocked guns and armored vehicles with their bare bodies. I didn't know that, actually. Again, I was asleep through the main part of it. But people got out into the street really fast. I was like, wow. I admire Koreans for how quickly they got out there and said, we do not want military. We do not want military. Okay, some of this is like badly translated through papago. Oh, so the signs were also, some of them translated poorly. It said, it's a meteor. Arrested, insurgents. So anyway, like the indelible light of 5 colors, our people created a miracle that will remain in the history of global democracy. So that doesn't really make sense in English. However, a civil war regression attempts to destroy are still ongoing. We should no longer leave the Republic of Korea to them. Again, it doesn't make sense in English. The papago is like bad at translating. I had a feeling papago was gonna humorously translate these, and I was kind of right. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, now we need to open a new era of national sovereignty and hope. We need to make a whole new country, a real Korea full of hope and passion. It's just like a nice words. It's like flowery words. Which I assume that they would use this as a win for the election. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Okay, this is not the person who Karina supports, in case anybody was wondering who Karina does not support in the election. So by the way, you have to get at least to the end of the page before they, you know, are fear-mongering with the birth rate here, I guess. We see kids in the elementary school. And here, we're already using kid propaganda or fear-mongering birth rate already, so. I had a feeling that they're gonna talk about schools a lot because the birth rate. So they're gonna talk about birth rate a lot. Well, actually, I don't know. We're not going over their full platforms actually because it's too much, and I think like if I get too deep into the politics, I'm gonna get in big trouble. So we're just going over the basic of it. In case you were wondering, this party is the same party that Yoon Suk-yeol, the guy who declared martial law, is a part of. So this is that party, the martial law party, in case you were wondering. But they all did eventually vote to impeach him. So it said party and party, which, I mean, sounds like a great party. Party. Just kidding. I think it's a mistranslation here, party and party. And it says, a new Korea, Kim Moon-soo. I've always started from the heart of the hardest neighbor from the bottom. Oh, what a great translation. Makes so much sense. In the alleyways, on the roof of the factory, holding each and every one of the people's hands. I learned that politics is ultimately about understanding the lives of people and walking together. With you, I want to make a path of hope from a small alley to a big square. So that's like a nice piece of poetry, I guess. Some nice words. Kind of like their protest page here, right? I like the it's much. I even through the poor papago translation, I'm like, these people have much nicer platforms than the presidents in America. Even though they're like technically less qualified. I think this guy has also had a long life in politics prior to this election. Let's look for something interesting. So here he is, taking a barista class, looking at machines and pointing. There he is, taking a selfie. There he is, reading to a kid, doing some military work. One is probably the main platform here. Oh, okay. Well, I probably shouldn't read this page, but remember, this does not reflect any of my political views, okay? So at the bottom it says, according to Papago, it says, Sue knows how to fight. Let's go forward together. Kim Moon-soo will walk the path of unwavering principle. So, versus 190-seat Democratic tyranny of Congress. 30 impeachment motions. Chief Justice pressure a judicial control plot. Now, the Democratic Party dreaming of presidency. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure there have been like two presidential impeachments that were both from this party. Again, I'm not giving my political opinion, but I think all of the impeached presidents were from this party, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, in the comments, you can tell me what party the other impeached presidents were from. But I think they were from this party, not from this party, which is interesting. Integrity versus, so this is like the corrupt Democratic Party. According to this, and according to this through Papago, this is the corrupt Democratic Party versus integrity and eternal life. Probably a mistranslation, because you can't promise eternal life. 30 years of political life. So he's been in politics for 30 years, this guy. There's no corruption. So I guess he has no corruption scandals. A person who is alive with all the people around him. And it says, clean-minded. Yeah, it says, Kim Moon-soo knows how to fight. Clean-minded. I guess they say he's not playing it like dirty, you know. And this is not who Korena's voting for, which is also not which is the same party that declared martial law and didn't want to oust the president right away. In case you are wondering who Korena isn't voting for. We have some kind of silly posing. Like, guys, models, I know models in Korea, they have a hard job, and when I watch any of the candidates with their pictures, I'm just like, models are like so good at their job. I know a lot of models, so yeah. This is interesting. So on the back of this smaller pamphlet that's like inside, he's talking about something, but you can see some girls here, which is interesting because this party is actually known for being popular amongst male and not female voters. So I think most female voters just go blue, and then the most male voters go red, from what I've been reading in the Korea Herald. So that's all of the mudslinging on each other, and there are other parties because this is not America. But I can't find the pamphlets. Here is like a number 5. Oh, they have like QR codes, which I feel like I shouldn't. There are probably QR codes to like videos of these people. Okay, number 5. Let's go really fast. Let's change it. A world of inequality. Whoa. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, that's better. The Papago originally was like saying this said something about, I'm not even gonna say. Let's change it. A world of inequality. A great constitution that changes the world. Welfare of the working class for the rich. Doesn't make sense. Free care and free care. So I'm saying free like child care and free elder care maybe. The 4 major national health insurances. Full application of Labor Standard Act the enactment of anti-discrimination law, expansion of public renewable energy. Okay, so this is almost like reminding me of the Green Party from America. Again, this is just an American girl trying to make sense of these things. Well, number 4. This is a really long handwritten letter on the inside. A little bit of a gimmick, but this is a long handwritten letter. And so let's just look at the front again, because I'm running out of time because I'm busy. So, this guy looks a little bit younger though. Like, he does look a little bit younger. This one has QR codes on it as well, probably to some kind of like radio show or something, like podcast. So, New Reform Party, choice to open up the future. Lee Jun-suk. Oh, graduated from Seoul Science High School, graduated from Harvard University with a Bachelor of Computer Science / Economy in 2003 to 2007. Former People's Power Party leader, former Reform New Party leader, current Reform New Party of Member of Parliament, Hwasong City, Gyeonggi Province. Okay, I'm a little confused by that. So he was in People's Power Party, which is one of these two. I don't know which one. Is it this one? I don't know. Okay. It's either, I don't know. But that's his past. I think he's much younger than the others. Or he just looks younger than the others. And yes, oh, here's some bullet points on the back with a lot of pictures. A lot of them have written things about KTX, so I think they all want to build more trains, which makes sense, I guess. This one I'm interested in because none of them have mentioned it, but there's a big problem with the healthcare strike and healthcare workers in Korea. So, overwhelming field autonomy for healthcare workers, separation of Ministry of Health and Welfare to strengthen professionalism, revitalize local medical care through fee adjustment. So, I was interested in this one with the doctor here. This is whoever designed this is good because they put a lot of pictures, so I can read exactly what I want to read on this part. This bullet point on the back. Interesting take on that. I'm not here to express my political opinion, so I feel like I would never read this handwritten letter. That's not true. If it were in English and I was like, I might read the handwritten letter, but it does feel a little gimmicky. But this bullet point of what his actual like policies are is like probably the good part. Whoever designed that deserves recognition, deserves a raise. Okay, so that is me trying to make sense of the political situation. Snap election in South Korea. That's through papago. If papago mistranslated something, why don't you tell me in the comments? Yeah, and I hope this video wasn't too boring. Based off of my interpretation of papago's translation of these pamphlets, I will be very interested to see who wins the election this week. Before we go, I have a question for everybody. Do you think K-pop idols should be allowed to express their political opinions, or do you think they should stay silent? You can write it down in the comments. You can also write anything that I may have misread from papago. Like anything that papago mistranslated, feel free to let me know in the comments. Let's keep it civil. Don't stalk me. Don't dox me. This is not my political opinion. I'm a foreigner. I'm not allowed to have a political opinion. I'm just sharing the differences. And by the way, I think that it would be nice if in America we would get like well-written platforms from like this. Like no matter what your political party is, like they send everything to you, because in America they know your political affiliation. They only send you stuff from that party. And so I think because they want to like save paper, save money, yada yada, I think in America like it would be nice if they made this official documents to send out. That is my opinion on something I thought was interesting, because these are well written by like their whole team, and I just think it would make a difference in American election. But we get these tiny little pamphlets, we just don't get, they don't really put that much effort into it, and they send this to everyone, so it like goes to the, I'm pretty sure it goes to the government. And yeah, and it's interesting also, they send voting information to people in America. They don't send it to everyone. they don't send it. You have to seek it out yourself. So I would find that like interesting and probably better for voter turnout if they like sent this kind of stuff, because people might be like, I don't want to vote, but then they get this shown up to their house and they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go out and vote for a candidate now. I think they would get better voter turnout if they actually send stuff to people in America. America's such a big country, we would probably have to only before like presidential elections that they could send out like everything. But yeah, so those are some of my thoughts. Again, you can let me know if you think K-pop idols should share their political opinions or endorse candidates. You can let me know respectfully in the comments. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, bye!